Okay, we got a question from Angela Terrell Lavoy, who says, do you guys do personal projects and how do you find the time? She's a hobbyist by day with a job and a family and has a hard time finding time to do personal projects in photography. Well, I have done a few personal projects. I don't know about you, Nick. I'm anxious to see some of the things that you do. But I'll share a couple things that I do that I guess you can qualify as personal projects, but maybe not in the traditional sense. So what I do pretty regularly is I love watching movies. I make time in my life for a movie. It just helps me relax. And when I watch movies, I am constantly taking pictures with my iPhone. I'll like pause the show and take a picture with an iPhone of something that inspires me for a shoot that I may want to do. So for example, the movie The Notebook is my wife's favorite movie of all time. And the cover of it is a couple kissing in the rain. It's like this classic photo. And so when I was recording the training for lighting in a flash that's available on improvephotography.com in the store. We're on Improve Photography Plus. I did exactly that. I had a couple kissing in the rain, and I made a little rain machine with sprinkler pipes hanging up from light stands, and it was just really fun. So it's an example of kind of getting those ideas from other places. Another one that I do for my personal photography, just with my family and stuff. So I have always wanted to do a 365 project, but that's just not really the kind of photography I do, because I get kind of down if I'm taking a whole bunch of okay photos. I would rather take one photo this month and have it be awesome. But with family photos, you just want to document the things you do. So I started taking one picture every day with an app called One SE, or 1 second every day. And you just record a video, and then the app lets you pick 1 second of that video, and then it combines it into this really cool clip that you can do over a week, a month, whatever. And it just shows 1 second of every single day. And it was kind of a neat thing for me and my family because it was, I would look at my phone at night, and sometimes I'd be like, dang, we didn't really have that family moment where it was just at family dinner or playing football with the kids. Like, you know what? The kids came home from school. I was still working. I got busy on home projects, and I never really spent time. And so this project was really neat for me. It just made me kind of think through that and say, hey, I didn't have that most important second of the day today. And so tomorrow I'm going to do better. So it was kind of a neat thing. Not so much like me getting better as a photographer as much as it was using photography to help me. So that was a fun project to do. How about you, Nick?
Well, my personal projects are traveling and landscape photography, because I don't really get paid to do that. Like, I kind of do, but I pretty much don't. But that's really my passion. Like, landscape photography is what makes Nick happy. And so anytime I get any kind of free time, I'm plotting and planning my next trip, and where am I going to go, and when do I want to be there, and that stuff. So many people talk about how do you find the time to do photography, or to spend enough time doing landscape photography?
And the thing is, such an excuse. Time.
Exactly. You got to make the time. Well, and if you have a family and you get off work at 5 o'clock, and then you got to feed the kids, like, I can understand not shooting during the week, but on those weekends, you can so many people spend so much time watching their favorite television show, and somehow they find the time to watch TV, or, football, or do whatever little time sucking activities you love. Watch cat videos on Facebook. You find the time for that. Yet you don't find the time to do, to invest time into yourself and go spend time doing what you love, because it's not as convenient. So for me, like, I spend all of my personal project time like planning the next photo trip, or going on the next photo trip, even if it's like a half hour away. Like, I would rather go drive through the mountains for a half hour than sit at home on the couch and watch a half hour of TV. Like, to me, that's time that I'm investing back into myself, because I'm practicing, I'm getting better, and maybe I'll get a good photo, maybe I won't, but I definitely won't if I don't go out. So for me, like, all of my personal project time is taken up, like, trying as much as I can to spend as much time out during golden hour or sunset, or with my long lens driving around looking for wildlife. The hard part is, and the part that I don't have the best answer for, is those people that live in an area where you just can't get away quickly. Like, I'm lucky, I live kind of in the sticks, so I can drive 5 minutes and have a landscape in front of me. Some people have to drive for an hour or two before they have a scene with no buildings and stuff in front of them. So that's harder, but everybody can, escape for a few hours on the weekend or on whatever days off you have, and go attempt to make some landscape photos. You just have to carve out that time to do it. So the answer to that is you just gotta make the time, because not all of us really have tons of it, but we still make it happen.
Yeah, it's true. And it really is just about how you're going to choose to use the time that you have. And it is, I definitely understand how it can seem difficult if you live in an area that isn't immediately amenable to the type of photography you want to do. But, in Florida, I was in law school and I had a family. I was at school all day, and I had needed to spend time with my family after school. And so I did night photography after they were all asleep, and I'd go out and shoot. You live in the city, but you want to do nature photography. Well, how about macro? A couple of years ago, I was doing I was reviewing macro lenses. So I went to a pet store and bought a little frog and some little pebbles and stuff. And I made like this nature scene in my kitchen, and I photographed the frog. You can do incredible things. Just don't let any excuses say, well, I can't do this because of X, Y, or Z. You just need to spend a little bit more time on the problem. There's always going to be something you can do with photography. You just may need to change your approach to it.
I just started working out in an attempt to lose a little bit of weight and get in shape. And so I'm learning about what it's like to not have the time, because it's so easy for me to be like, I just don't have the time today to go down there and spend 15 minutes working out. And that's total nonsense. Of course I've got 15 minutes.
Yep.
I just don't want to have 15 minutes. And that's the thing, is you just have to make the time to go do it, because most of us do have the time. We just waste it in other ways.
Yep, exactly true. I've been trying different health things forever, and I just got a personal trainer 2 months ago, and I've started to see huge gains, not because I suddenly had more time in my day to go exercise, but because I have that appointment. I've got to be there. I'm paying for the session. I got to be there, and so it makes me go there. It's not like more time magically poofed into my day. We all get 24 hours. But
you just have somebody to call you out when you're making excuses.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's about. Anyway, so there are tons of personal projects that you can do. And actually, we have a really cool article on improvephotography.com if you're looking for a personal project of 101 personal projects, 101 different ideas. Wow. So just go to improvephotography.com/101 projects. That's improvephotography.com/101 projects. It's also in the description box of this YouTube video. So check that out. It's a pretty cool article.